Food Group. We're doing another $20 meal challenge. We have beans. Yeah, that's very doable. What kind of beans are we going for? We're going for Classic Americana. All right, very cool. Okay, so today's challenge, a bean dip that's Classic Americana. I can't think of anything more classically American as far as beans go than chili. So we're gonna do a bean chili. Any good chili is gonna need to have some onions. I always prefer to use Vidalia sweet onions in my chili, so we're gonna get one of these. Next up, a good chili needs to have some tomatoes. I like to use vine-ripened tomatoes. So we're gonna get about 3 of these. So beans are gonna be the star of this, but I do wanna have some meat in there as well. So really just want it for the flavor. So we're gonna get some beef. I don't really need that much. I want to go on like half-pound of beef for this. All right, we're gonna do this in a slow cooker. So I'm gonna get some beef broth, let this really sink in and get a lot of flavor for it. All right, we can always use canned beans. That's super inexpensive too. But I'm gonna actually go with doing these in the slow cooker. So I'm gonna use dried beans for this one. Obviously you can't have chili without a little bit of cheese. All right, so we're gonna start with making our chili here. We're using dried beans, and I feel like obviously using canned beans is just way faster and easier. So if you don't have a whole lot of time to do this, use the canned bean method. You're going to use about 3 cans of beans for every half-pound of meat you use. And what we're doing is basically just prepping the beans themselves. You need about 8 cups of water for a 1-pound bag of beans. Now once this gets up to boiling, we're going to boil for about 3 minutes. Then we're going to cover it up, take it off the heat, set it aside, and let it sit there for an hour. Okay, so we have a bunch of our prep work done. Our beans are still just sitting here waiting to finish their prep work. We've got about another 30 minutes that they are going to sit here before they're going to be actually ready to drain, rinse, and we can actually throw them in the crock pot slow cooker. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to brown up my meat and show you how I season that. Take that minced garlic we have, I'm going to throw this right in here. I really want to roast that garlic and get all the flavor we possibly can out of it. We're going to go with some chili powder. One of those. We're making a chili. Obviously, you're gonna need chili powder. Just a little bit of cayenne pepper, not a lot. I don't want to make this too hot. Do some ground turmeric, which is just a really lovely spice. I'm gonna use some white pepper and salt. Okay, so now we're at the assembly part. This is a really easy part. I've already drained and rinsed off my beans. What that does is get rid of some of the extra starchiness to them, so you don't have that, like, for lack of a better word, starchy flavor to them. Actually, that's the flavor of the beans themselves come out. So these are going in first, followed by our beef. And we're gonna throw in all of our tomatoes and onions. Please remember to wash your hands. I just did before the video started. I measured this right. This is going to be coming up pretty much right up to the top, which is exactly where I want it to be to get our full 8 servings. Now the great thing for this one is, this is the $20 meal challenge, but we blew that out of the water. The actual total cost of this one is just $12.97, and we're probably going to get close to 10 servings out of it. All right, next goes in our beef broth. This is a beef broth, not stock. We're not going to be watering this down really. We're going to be adding a little bit of water to this, but not enough to want to use stock. Remember, for stock, you're going to want to use at least a 1-to-1 ratio of stock to water if you're going to be putting something in like a chili or anything like that. With broth, you don't have to water it down that much at all. And we're going to start seasoning with some salt, black pepper. If I can open the container, screw it. Chili powder again. Again, we're making a chili. Gonna need chili powder. A little bit of cumin. And just another dash of cayenne pepper. add, like I said, a little bit of water to this, bring it right up to just below the fill line. We're gonna put this in the slow cooker for about 3 hours on high, and then we're gonna leave it overnight on low. And that's really all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Can't wait for you to try this yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Comment below with what you want to see next.